Good afternoon. I'm Katunja Brendan, Machine Learning Group 22. I'm going to start with the deployment of the API for our model. First of all, we have some files here we are going to use to deploy from the GitHub. We have the models, we have the Docker file, we have the main.py, and then the requirements. So I'm going to start with the Docker file. This one generally includes the version of the Python we are using, and also it ensures that the requirements required are loaded. And also we have the main.py. This one, first of all, creates a function of the FastAPI, and then there are some models that the API is going to use. We have the student model and then the k-means model. Because we chose to use the knowledge distillation and unsupervised learning, so we have two models we are going to use, which is the unsupervised learning for the k-means to create the clusters, and also for knowledge distillation, which is the student model. First of all, it loads the k-means model to the path file called models stroke k-means.model.pkl. So after it has been loaded, it has to return the user that the k-means model has been successfully loaded, and also loads the student model. It's right here. It has the inputs of the tick, cape, and the bio. Also, after it has been loaded, it also has to return some message to the user that it has been loaded. Also stored in the models stroke students model.pth. So after it has been loaded, it has to return the predictions to the API. So also have some other files, which is the requirements that we are going to use. These ones are loaded on render. That's the first API, that's the income, that's the torch which loads the model, that's the job lib, and also the numpy for operations. Talk about the models in this directory, as I explained later. That's the k-means.pkl. It automatically has 10 samples. It automatically trains from 100 samples using the 4 features that I talked about, which is the tick, the cape, and the temperatures. And also has to save the k-means model that has to be utilized by the first API, and also the student model, which is right here. Also has the input of 4 features to successfully predict, because it's what is expected with the 4 features. So after we have loaded these models, we have to connect it to render so that it is deployed. So the render is here, and you can see that this is my GitHub repository, stroke.api. So this is the API link that you are actually going to connect to the Streamlit cloud for the user interface. So you have to deploy this according to the latest commit. So when this deployment is completed, you can see it is cloning from the GitHub katunja.brendan. So after it has cloned this, it has to install the requirements, and also after everything is concluded, this link actually becomes live, and it is connected to the Streamlit cloud, as my colleague is going to explain how the user interface is going to be used using this link. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Banum Shadir, and I'm here to continue from where my colleague has stopped, and and I'm here to talk about I'll be walking you through a viscous fever detection app built using Streamlit and FastAPI. This app helps farmers to predict the likelihood of viscous fever in cattle based on 4 key health parameters. Those are ticks, cape, cattle, and bio5. And now let's dive into the so our code offers two ways of inputting data, and that's it. The first one is uploading the CV file or entering features manually. Now, we could first understand the CSV uploading handling, and if a CV file is uploaded, the app will read it using pandas and it will ensure that it has exactly 4 columns as we see here. And then here's the code. Then and this is going to ensure that the data is formatted correctly before sending it for prediction. And the next method of inputting data, we have manual input handling, where the user, if the user prefers, they can manually enter the values. Let's say the tick, the cap, the bio, as we had defined them as the key health parameters. The user will, if he prefers to just input them instead of uploading a CSV file, to use that. And this is allowing flexibility in how users provide data. So we don't want to be a rigid. You don't want it to be a rigid. So you want, if the user prefers the CSV file, can upload to a CSV file. Or if he wants to input data manually, it is still okay. And then you go to the part of making predictions, and once the data input by the farmer is ready, the app is going to send to a FastAPI backend for prediction. And here is how it works for CSV data. Like this. Here is how it works. CSV data. And then for manual data, it will work like that. And then the app, in response to the farmer's input, it will give the prediction, the confidence, and the model used. So if the API is unreachable, we have to know that the app is going to allow the user to check their internet connection to ensure that they are connected to the server, which is portrayed using this error message, which will be printed out here. So next I can talk about the how we deploy the app. So we are using Streamlit Cloud deploy our app, and this is our main. Here we are going to put the main repository, which is in GitLab, where the code is stored, and the branch is main, and the main path file is app.py, and the app URL, it was given to us by Streamlit, so we add it there, and then after we shall deploy. And yes, our app has been deployed successfully, and this is what we have been talking about. This is the title, is cause fever detection, and what I've been talking about the two input methods, uploading CSV file or manual input. So if you have a CSV file, remember it has to be in 4 columns, and based on 4 health parameters. A quick reminder is tick, cap, bio 5, and cattle. And then we have also if you have, you can drag and drop, or you can browse the files to prompt you to browse the files on your PC. And then you can also talk about the manual input, where the farmer will enter the data manually. Either you can use these incrementers and decrementers, or you can enter the data manually. So it is so versatile to the extent that it doesn't give hardship to the farmer to use. Then once we put data, let me give an example of that. Let's put data here. Then click predict, and then our app is running, and then to give a prediction, the confidence, and then the model used. So that's it from us. Thank you very much.